And then I did the first book, and everybody seemed to like it, except for Phil. And well, I'm just kidding. He's never read any of the books.
That is true. That is true. We had to read it for him to listen to it.
The original script. He hasn't read the new books.
Oh, that's true. God,
So
it's so funny. How do I resist letting others' opinions overly affect me? And I think that's when I actually personally wrote into the thing, because I have known in my life, there's times I'm like, oh man, I really like this thing. And then somebody goes, that's the dumbest thing ever because of XYZ. And I even though I don't believe what they said, I find that their opinion kind of takes some of the joy out of what I'm doing. Or sometimes I just, like, there's been times where I thought Erin would love something. I got excited about it. I share it with her, and she hated it for whatever reason. And it just killed it for me. I stopped liking it too. Not because I decided with her, but it made you look at it in a different light or something. Yeah. So, yeah, you're jumping in, Dennis. I figured you would, because with the comic book writing, we both have a mutual friend who's a gremlin. He tried to kill the book, pre-birth.
He still tries to kill it.
And still
to this day.
Yeah, he's still trying to do a post-birth abortion on that book.
He's still trying.
So and then you've got your shows that you do, the performances that you do, and then the selling and that's a performance on its own too. So how do you resist letting those people, when somebody picks up your book, goes, this is dog crap, and put it down? I mean, how do you not let that affect you?
Mostly I'm just insanely stubborn, but it does affect me to some extent. So I have two separate stories, both revolving around the book. When I first started writing the book and Charles read these versions, which was why he was executive producer originally anyways, I wrote these scripts because I didn't know how to write a comic, but the idea was just to get the story out there and get people's opinions and then sort of refine it from there. And our mutual friend Shanda Panda put me in touch with a comic creator named Henri Kumpen, and then he put me in touch with his original editor. And so I sent over this stuff to this editor, and he said, cool, I read it. There's nothing redeemable about this story whatsoever. Not the characters, not the story, nothing. Dude. But you can pay me $1,800 and I'll teach you how to write a different, better story.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that story.
And it was at that point that I was probably the closest to giving up on it. And what ended up, because I literally even texted Shannon. I was like, hey, I'm not even going to do these books anymore, but like, here's the plot line for the rest of the series, just so that way, whatever. And so she talked to Henri at a party and explained what happened. And then she elevator pitched the book. And then Henri drunkenly called me and said, hey, send me the scripts. And he read them and he said, well, okay, I see what the problem is. You don't know what you're doing. He's like, you just need someone to show you how to do it.
Yeah.
He's like, because you didn't write it like any particular thing. It's kind of like a book and it's kind of like a comic. You don't know how to write a script. So I'll teach you how to write a script. And then he did. And now, I'm 4 books in and the first book has won awards and I'm internationally published. So, that worked out. Second story, very recent, actually. So Charles knows this. Last year I was dealing with trying to get a publisher in Spain. And there was a lot of really fishy things going on with one of the people on the team that was the most closely involved with said deal. And so I was very apprehensive at the time because everything we're taught here in the US is that everybody's always trying to steal from you and you have to be very careful. I mean, this person was asking for things like, hey, email me the entire team's social security numbers, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which is all like super red flags and all this other stuff. So I was very distrustful and it hurt his feelings at the time because he was, trying to work hard to get the book published.
And could not comprehend where Dennis was coming from.
Could not at all get what I was talking about or coming
apparently
from. Like,
in parts of Europe, it's just common to go,
it's just completely different over there, I guess. Yeah. So I was watching a YouTube show that filmed on Friday, but the translation finally came through on Monday, and it's in Spain, and it had my artist and my colorist and just 3 fans of the book that are over there that do comic book reviews. And, it went for 2 hours and they were talking about how much they love the book and how much they want to see the other books come over there in Spain because they only have the one right now. And they asked, the host asked the 2 artists a question. They said, what is it like working with Dennis? And
Oh, no.
Ezekiel answered first, and Ezekiel's the colorist. And he goes, it's fine. I like working with Dennis. I don't really interact with him very much because I don't speak or read English. So we deal with like an intermediary. So like his friend does. So I interact with his friend, and then his friend interacts with him. But the other person was like, Dennis is fine, but he's way too paranoid because he thought I was trying to steal his book from him when doing the thing. And so I was like a little bit hurt because I was like,
Yeah.
A, why would you bring that up in
Yeah.
this interview when you're talking about working with me? But then B, like you're still upset about that and you just do not understand my viewpoint. But I felt bad because I could tell how much it hurt his feelings. And seeing him, because it was, video, so I could see his face and whatnot. So I could see, how much it hurt his feelings. And I felt really bad about it. So I messaged him and I was like, hey man, I'm sorry that, I'm paranoid at times. I had my reasons, but I just wanted to say, I'm like I said, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. I'm just very overly protective of the project. And he basically doubled down on what he had already said. And he's like, but it's fine. Whatever. Everybody has their faults. I said, okay. In hindsight, if presented with that situation again, like if you put me back in that situation, I would have reacted the exact same way.
Yeah.
Because it was super fishy at the time. Everybody I talked to about it was like, this is the fishiest thing ever.
Yeah.
But it ended up working out to be okay. It just, at the time, like it was giving me all the red flags. And I've seen too many horror stories in the US, like Alan Moore, lost, what was it, The Watchmen, I think it was, because he didn't read the fine print where it said in perpetuity. So he lost his IP forever.
No.
And like, that's the number one story everybody talks about in comics is like, hey, if you're going to sign a contract, don't get Alan Moore. So things like that, usually like personal stuff is what really bothers me and gets me down. How I get through that, it's just a matter of just trying to, it's going to bother me because I'm somebody who lets that stuff bother me.
Yeah.
But it's just a matter of it'll fade over time, I assume.
Let's talk about, so when you first started writing those scripts and you didn't know what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
You shelved it actually for a while, and then you came to Dragon Con, and Dragon Con just filled you with that energy and excitement to create again. And you dusted it off and started writing, and immediately some of your closest friends were crapping on it and making fun of you about it.
Oh yeah, on stream.
But what made you go, no matter what, now's the time. I'm still going to put in all the work and I'll just find my path?
Mostly support from people that I care about. Like Shanda Pan at the time was like really, really adamant about like, I really think this could be something good. She elevator pitched it to people like, what's his name? It's the guy who invented Thanos. Oh God, I can't remember his name. Jim Starlin? No, I can't remember. No, it's the guy who invented Thanos in the Marvel universe.
Jim Starlin.
Jim Starlin. So like pitched it to his agent. He was like, yeah, no, if I'm still working when that book comes out, you let me know and I'll pitch it to a studio. Like, stuff like that. And hearing that sort of thing, like made me feel a lot better.
Good.
And having, Henri, who's sold a crap ton of books, read what I had and say, okay, here's the thing. You just don't know what you're doing. I will teach you how to do it. And basically learning how, because the plan was basically, I'm just going to try this and see what happens. And then I did the first book and everybody seemed to like it, except for Phil. And, well, I'm just kidding. He's never read any of the books.
That's true. That is true. We had to read it for him to listen to it.
The original script. He hasn't read the new books.
Oh, that's true. God,
so
it's so funny.
But yeah, so it's one of those things where I only got through it just because I had the support of other people and people telling me like, hey, it's gonna be okay. Like recently I've been having money issues that Charles knows about.
Yeah.
And Shannon, I was doing a show in Fredericksburg, Virginia last weekend, and I was staying with Shannon. She's like, I'm telling you, 2 years. Just give me 2 years. I was like, okay. So we'll see. But
I mean, sometimes you just gotta slow down on the gas. You might not pedal as hard, but it doesn't die. That's true. Even when I went through my bankruptcy and lost my house and everything, the shows went on, and because I knew this was a moment in time, my creativity will keep going. Yeah. But I'll still take a punch for every now and then when I have something I believe in, and then somebody close to me or craps on it. Random internet people, they don't get to me, but somebody that's like, oh, if I showed, if I wrote a comic book and I sent it to Dennis and he's like, love you, dude, but this is crap. it would hurt my feelings, but it might also be crap because I would send it to him because he already knows what he's doing. What about you, Joe?
Well, no, I'm in the same boat with you. Like when we would do those streams and they would just like pull up the first versions of the script and they would just make fun of it the whole time. Like that was like gut punch after gut punch, and I just had to smile and bear it.
And that's why you wear a bear suit today.
And that's why I wear a bear suit.
Yeah. So, okay, I keep ragging on it. Keep telling him not to wear it. An ex-girlfriend bought him this hoodie from Universal Studios.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be a werewolf, like the old-fashioned werewolf.
It has scratch marks.
And scratch marks.
That's the only clue that it's a werewolf.
But when they made this stupid thing, because it would be okay if it had the ears right. If they got
teddy bears, they need to be pointed.
Those are rounded bear ears, not pointed wolf ears.
They need to be pointed. I don't know why.
They need to stand up and not be floppy.
Well, they used to stand up after you put them through the wash and dry.
Age. Gotcha.
That's right. 1 in 10 werewolves can't keep their ears up.
All right.
If they stand up for more than 4 hours, you got to call a doctor.
Joe. So, Joe, how do you keep your vision when people are poo-pooing on it?
So you can get criticized for just about anything. And if it's something that you're first starting off at, you just got to expect that you're going to be bad at it. But as long as you persevere and keep trying, you're going to get better. And so I would just take it as a challenge that to do better. And, the question was, how do I not let other people's opinions overly affect me? Because there's times where people will tell you something that's hard for you to hear, but it's coming from a place of love. And so I guess the first thing I'd want to know is, are they saying it to cut me down, or are they saying it to help me? And if they're saying it to help me, then I should pay attention and see if there's anything valid there in that criticism. But if it's coming from a place of hate, just ignore it.
Right. I even think of another one. I am not a fear-based person. And when somebody who's blatantly afraid of something or something's fear-based, it sets off all my attack modes because I hate it. But I do tend to work with people who are fear-based. And while they try to be better about it, when COVID first came around, nobody knew what it was, right? I'm the kind of guy that's like, okay, cool. I'll go home. Somebody's going to figure out. That's how the world works. Somebody's going to figure out. It's not a big deal. But before we got sent home and all that, I was working with people who were panicking about it and just up and down and up and down. As much as I say, hey, we all work in medicine. We all know that this stuff they're talking about is not 100% true because there's no facts because CDC hasn't even done anything, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. I still absorbed a lot of that fear. So then when I came home after a while, I mean, I'd come home every night, but after a while, something was going on with my wife's family. Like I think her grandfather was in hospice on his deathbed, and she's talking about driving down there. And I'm going, you can't. And I mean, I'm feeling this whole, not that I'm afraid she's going to get COVID, but at that point, they were having cops pull people over to find out why they're out and so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't, because I know her, and I know how she is with her family, and I know some redneck cop pulls her over, somebody's getting shot. Yeah. So yeah. And she ignored me. And then we talked about it, and she's like, we got the fear away. But it was that everybody else's fear just got on me. It's like, how, and all I can tell myself is I keep trying to acknowledge it when it happens. I keep trying to go, that's never who I am. Who I am is this person who thinks this way or feels that way. And that's it. You just keep trying. Those little puppies got to go to market. Apparently you got the Jan's buddy boy. Did you get
That's because I have the flu.
Did you eat some chocolate? Don't eat chocolate.
Dark chocolate.
It's bad for you.
It's not silver that kills werewolves. It's dark chocolate.
Which is ironic because Lupin, he's all about giving people chocolate, and he was a vampire. He was a vampire.
So close.